Hello everyone, my name is Fernando Ojeda, and my project is on heavy metal, one of the most influential subgenres of rock. In this presentation, I'll explain what defines heavy metal, how it originated, when it reached popularity, highlight 3 key artists, and discuss its connections to other genres and cultures. Heavy metal is defined by distorted guitar riffs, strong rhythms, and dramatic vocals. According to Encyclopedia Britannica, it's known for its amplified distortion and emphatic rhythms. Ian Christie, in his book Sound of the Beast, describes it as a louder, darker evolution of rock. Even members of Black Sabbath, in a Rolling Stone interview, said their music was about pushing rock into heavier, riff-driven territory. So my own definition is this. Heavy metal is a powerful branch of rock music that channels intensity and rebellion through heavy riffs, pounding drums, and raw emotional energy. Heavy metal started in the late 1960s with bands like Black Sabbath and Deep Purple. By the 1980s, it hit mainstream with groups like Iron Maiden and Metallica leading the way. In the 1990s and 2000s, the genre exploded into countless subgenres, everything from thrash and death metal to symphonic and nu metal. Today, heavy metal has a global following, especially in Europe and South America, where massive festivals still sell out. The genre started in working-class areas like Birmingham, England, and industrial U.S. cities. The music reflected the gritty, post-industrial environment, loud, dark, and raw. It also borrowed from blues rock, psychedelia, and even classical music. Louder guitar amps, faster drums, and darker themes all played a role in creating something completely new. Black Sabbath is often called the first true heavy metal band. Their lead singer, Ozzy Osbourne, had a haunting vocal style that perfectly matched Tony Iommi's crushing guitar riffs. Songs like Paranoid and War Pigs set the standard for dark, heavy, riff-based music. What made Sabbath so groundbreaking was that they weren't afraid to embrace darkness and fear as themes. Iron Maiden took metal to new heights in the 1980s. Their singer, Bruce Dickinson, had a soaring operatic voice that gave the music a dramatic and almost theatrical quality. Combined with galloping bass lines and twin guitar harmonies, Maiden told epic stories through their music. Songs like The Trooper are still legendary live performances. Metallica pushed the boundaries even further in the 1980s and 90s with thrash metal. James Hetfield's rhythm guitar and vocals were aggressive but precise, and their songwriting gave them mainstream success. Enter Sandman became an anthem, while Master of Puppets showed their technical side. Metallica proved metal could be both heavy and accessible to huge audiences. Heavy metal actually has a surprising amount in common with classical music. Both use dramatic dynamics, large-scale structures, and virtuosity. Guitarists often borrow scales and techniques from classical traditions, especially in solos. Neoclassical metal artists like Yngwie Malmsteen built entire careers around fusing metal with Baroque and Romantic techniques. Heavy metal grew from blues-based rock, which already carried African-American influences in its guitar phrasing and rhythm. Over time, metal spread worldwide, adopting new flavors. In Latin America, for example, metal often blends with folk rhythms, while in Europe it sometimes mixes with symphonic traditions. This global adaptability is part of why metal has lasted so long. Compared to classic rock, metal is louder and more extreme. It shares energy with punk, but while punk is raw and simple, metal tends to be more technical and riff-based. Metal has also influenced film music. Think about how blockbuster scores use percussion and intensity to mirror the energy of heavy metal. Heavy metal lasts because it has a unique sound that's instantly recognizable. Its community is strong and global, and its subgenres keep evolving. Whether it's classic bands or newer groups, metal continues to connect people who crave intensity, identity, and powerful sound.